Today we're starting our geometry unit and we will begin with naming and classifying angles. You will need your interactive notebook and the note sheet that we gave you. Just to start you out, here's a joke. What kind of tree does a math teacher climb? Geometry. Ha. Okay, we're quickly going to do classifying angles. So classifying is telling what type it is. This right here, classifying, means what type of angle that it is. We'll get into naming them and how to do it down at the bottom. So right now we have an angle that measures exactly 90 degrees is a right angle. That exactly. 89 is not a right angle. 91, it has to be 90 degrees to be a right angle. Usually it will have that little square there denoting that it's right at 90, because it's really hard to tell visually where it is if it's 89 or 91. An acute one is the teeny tiny one. It is less than 90, and so sometimes you'll see that acute is equal to, it's less than 90 degrees, so 90 degrees is greater than it. So it's between 0 and 90. Obtuse is larger than 90, so it is between 90 and 180. All right, so that angle there is larger than what 980 is. So as you can see, most everything is based off of what a right angle is. A straight angle is one that measures exactly 180 degrees. It has gone all the way to where it is flat. And some you might say it's a line, but it actually is called a straight angle too. And just in case if you're curious, an angle that is larger than 180 is called a reflex angle. We're not going to be doing that, but the angles go all the way around through the 4 quadrants if they were sitting on a quadrant. And so it's always nice to know that there actually is a name for it, and we will be dealing with that. All right, so now let's go on to naming. Why was the obtuse angle upset? Because it was never right. There's a lot of geometry jokes out there, guys. They're fun. Okay, here we're going to be working with naming and classifying. So to name them, we have to know how to read these letters and these points here. Okay, and this particular drawing, this point is a real important one right there. And so that guy is the vertex, the V-E-R-T-E-X. And it is the point at which the arms of the angle meet. And all of these happen to have the same vertex. We're not doing anything wild with it. And one of the things you need to know is that vertex right there, that letter, is always the center letter when you're talking about an angle if you're using the 3 letters to do it. For example, we're going to look at the angle. We're going to look at the angle STR. So I traced it there for you. And so we're going to write it down here. STR. So I started on S and I went that way. T is where I start going up the other way. It is what type of angle? Hopefully you said acute. It definitely does not have to start on this side. It can be here and it can also be here. So the way you know to do the letters is where you start tracing. We started at S, we went to T, and we also went to R. We could have also done it as R, T, S. Angle RTS. So that just goes to show that it depends on which way you started, based on what information you're giving, is the way you write the letters. But what is always in that center is T, because that is the vertex. Okay, let's try and find an obtuse one. And I see one right here. I'm going to start tracing this one and there. So I can come back over here and write, and notice which way I started. That angle MTR is obtuse. It's an obtuse angle. So a lot of people get confused that it's not sitting on the line. It's not going straight at any point. But that is okay. You're going to learn how to measure with a protractor to read it, but you have to kind of visually spin it in your head and think, if that was flat, where would that be? So let's do one more, or two more. All right, let's do the right angle. It gave us a sign, so I know that my right angle is right here. So I can label that angle BTM, which is a right angle. And that sign helps me know it right there. So we are left with one more angle to name, and that is a straight angle. So my straight angle goes from those dots. So I can write it as angle STP, and that is a straight angle. Now, there are a lot more angles in this thing. We only named 4 of them, but I bet you could spend a little bit of time and go back and name every angle as well as its match right here, like here. So when you see that angle in front of it, that tells you that you're looking for an angle. Just to sum up, that vertex is the center right there. So all of these, if you notice, have that T for the vertex. And if you were to see an M in front of it, it would be asking for the measurement of, which we'll be doing that tomorrow. We'll be getting out protractors and measuring them. So again, here's just some geometry humor. Look, it's an acute angle. Aww. Anything with a cat can be fun. All right, you have classwork homework that is classifying and naming angles. That's all you're doing. That's all you're practicing right now. We're not measuring. That will be tomorrow. So what I want you to do is to complete it. If you finish one side, please get a teacher to check it and then proceed to the homework. Thank you. Make sure you put your name on your paper.